2009 family Christmas play, Rumpelstiltskin. There once lived a miller who was so proud of his daughter's beauty that he wanted to tell everybody about it. One day, the miller saw the king and his men out hunting in the forest. Now the king was young and handsome, and the miller told him about his beautiful daughter. "Sire," he said, bowing low, "I have a..."
Okay, you guys ready? You're hunting? Sire! I was hunting! Come on, up here. Sire! I have a daughter, most beautiful. But in addition, she can spin straw into gold.
Bring her to me!
Delighted when he saw the miller's daughter was indeed very beautiful. But he remembered what the miller had said, and he wanted her to spin a roomful of straw into gold.
Spin the straw into gold.
The king took the miller and the girl to his castle beyond the forest, and when they arrived, the miller's daughter was locked in a castle room.
Okay, you're going downstairs.
All right.
Your mom took the girl to the castle.
The king took the miller and the girl to his castle beyond the forest, and when they arrived, the miller's daughter was locked in a castle room. The king began to think about the prospect of marrying the miller's daughter, but first, she would have to pass his test.
What child is this? A princess, girl, a princess I should marry. But first the test before she'll rest, and she spins straw into gold.
The miller's daughter saw that her room contained nothing but a chair and a spinning wheel and a pile of straw. Hi-ho!
Until morning to spin the straw into gold.
The miller's daughter had never in her life spun straw into gold, nor did she know how it was done. She looked at the straw, and she looked at the spinning wheel, and she thought of her father, and she burst into tears. Ready?
Yep.
Nighttime came, the moon appeared, and the little man popped into the room.
Why do you weep, Miss Miller?
The girl saw a tiny little man, ugly he was, but with a twinkle in his eye, and the girl told him of her plight.
Turn straw into gold. What will you give me? I don't really know. Would you like this necklace? Sure. Okay. Here's some straw.
Then the whir, the little man started the spinning wheel, and whir, it went all night, spinning the straw into precious gold. dawned. By morning, every piece of straw had been spun into golden coins, and the magical man had disappeared. The king was so delighted that he saw all the gold that he had decided he must have more.
Okay, now let's get sailing.
It's not working. Give me twice as much straw, so she will spin me twice as much. Hi-ho, hi-ho. No, more straw!
Once again, the miller's daughter sat alone in the locked room and looked at the huge piles of straw. As the moon rose in the sky, the girl could see a bat flying around again. Once again, the girl burst into tears. And once again, the little man appeared to help the miller's daughter.
What will you give me this time?
Oh, I don't know. Would you like a ring?
Sure.
Okay, here's the straw.
In the morning, as the sun appeared, and the bat went to sleep. Sorry.
Where's the gold? But I need the gold. You shut up! If you... No, but the gold is supposed to be here, right? If you spin me one more cartload of gold, I will be your wife.
I'll make you my wife.
As nighttime arrived and the moon and the bat appeared again, the little man jumped out.
What will you give me this time?
I don't have anything left. I gave you my necklace.
If you promise to give me your first child, I will do it for you.
Well, okay.
The poor girl agreed, and whir, the little man started the spinning wheel, and whir, it went all night, spinning the straw into precious gold. As the little man cleared away one pile of straw, he would replace it with a pile of gold. The miller's daughter grew quite dizzy watching the little man run quickly back and forth with the straw and gold. Her eyes were dazzled when all the straw was spun away and all that remained was pot after pot of shiny gold. Next we have...
Sunshine.
When the sun rose and the bat went to sleep, the king was overcome with delight when he saw the gold gleaming in the morning light, and the miller's daughter beside it, even more beautiful than the gold.
Let the royal ceremony begin.
He ordered the marriage ceremony to begin at once, and that is how the miller's daughter became a queen.
friends and family, we are here to join this man, the king, and this woman, the miller's daughter, soon to be the queen, in holy matrimony. Friends, I pronounce them husband and wife.
Everyone came to the big feast and enjoyed the celebration. Later, when the king and queen were older, the young queen gave birth to a beautiful baby daughter named Susie. All the people in the land rejoiced when they heard of the birth of the princess. There was singing and dancing in the streets, and all the houses were covered with flowers and flags. But no one was more pleased than the happy king and queen. One day, as the queen sat holding her baby, she heard a chuckle behind her. She turned and saw the same little man who had helped her spin the straw into gold.
I've come to take your child.
No, it's mine.
I promise. You promised to give me your first child when I helped you spin gold.
Oh, how the queen wept and pleaded with the little man. She offered him money and costly jewels and a splendid position at court, but he shook his head.
No, I'll give you a chance. You must guess my name within 3 days. Okay.
The next day he was back again, and the queen said all the names she could think of, but the little man just shook his head and went away chuckling.
No, he's got your name.
Yeah.
Say some English. Oh, John, Fred, Merriweather, Frankenstein, John Wayne. No. I don't know anymore.
High in the mountain at the end of the forest was a small house. A fox and a hare were standing nearby.
Hey! Do you know who lives in that little house over there?
An ugly little man that won't tell anybody his name.
Before the house, a fire was burning, and around the fire a little man was jumping. An ugly little man he was, but with a twinkle in his eye, and he was saying,
Today I burn, tomorrow I bake, the next day the queen's child will take. For the queen can never guess my fame, that Rumpelstiltskin is my name.
Tiny little man sits in forest him. A cunning little mantle he wears on him. Who can figure beast standing beneath the forest tree with a mantle hanging down to his knees?
The messenger went straight to the castle.
After the animals told him that Rumpelstiltskin was his name.
Man, get in the picture.
Oh,
His name's Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin!
Yeah, go away now.
Okay, Queen, you didn't hear this from me, but I heard that little man you have some problems, his name's Rumpelstiltskin, okay?
Oh, thanks.
Okay, yeah, you didn't hear from me, okay?
Okay.
As soon as the queen heard these words, she knew that she was saved. She rewarded the messenger handsomely and sat down to await the little man, her baby, on her knee. The little man appeared, and the queen began to say more names to him.
Carlos. Jose.
Jorge.
Jorge. Brian.
But it was none of these, as the queen well knew, and the little man held out his arms for the baby. The queen began to rock her baby to and fro. And then she said,
Rumpelstiltskin. Someone told you!
he tore at his hair and he jumped and he groaned and then he started to stamp his feet. And do you know, he stamped so hard, he stamped himself right through the floor. And he has not been seen since again that day.
The end. Certainly didn't say the king and queen in their own lives.
1, 2.
The characters in our play were...
Stop, Carl.
Rumpelstiltskin is my name. La 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 la. Now we figured out nice game. La 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 la. Thought that he could really trick them. La 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 la. That's the last you'll ever see them. La 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 la.
The characters in our play were Huck the miller, Cassie the miller's daughter, Caleb the younger king, Mary and Grandma, king and queen's guards, Ben, the messenger of the queen, Paige, the moon, Keith, the sun, Mark, the fox,
Martha Fox.
Sophie, the hare, Gretchen, the older queen, Brian, the older king, Cherry, the musical director, and with Laura, the violinist. Carl was the priest and the cameraman.
No.
No.
Okay.
Huck, the still cameraman. Dot, the narrator. And our Noah was the Mr. Rumpelstiltskin.
We didn't get Donovan's name.
Well, he was sleeping, so shall I do it now?
Go film in sleep.
No, I just meant so you got his name. That's all right.
And our rising star was Donovan, the bat.